Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Hyper Mario 24. Welcome back to another episode of Hyper Talks. Now, before we get started, I want to apologize to you guys for making you wait so long for an episode like this. This series is not supposed to take like a whole month to do, but cuz I wanted the series to be like a quick series where it's not too edited, it doesn't take me too long, so I can get these videos out to you guys in case I need more time to work on bigger projects, But the thing is, if you guys have been keeping up with my YouTube posts, I have been working consistently for 7 days straight at my job, and if you can not tell by my messy hair, I'm pretty freaking tired. As of right now, I'm recording this at 3 in the morning, and it's just like, dude, why are you recording this so late? Get some sleep. I was like, well, I want to do this now, so once I get this video done over with, recording over with, so I can edit it tomorrow, because after tomorrow, I'll be finally have some time off from work, and then during that time off, I can edit this, so I can get this video out to you as soon as possible, so I can work on my other stuff, because I don't want to keep you guys waiting, 2 years for content, so I'm not letting that happen. So I'm willing to risk destroying my sleeping schedule, because I did that already to get some videos for you guys. And also, if you're wondering why the lighting looks a little bit weird, it's because I'm using my lamp that it's not really shining on me, but it's reflecting off the wall, so it could get off a little better lighting. Because if I don't have this thing on, like if I turn it off, you guys can barely see me. So and I'm recording this at 3 in the morning, so this is the best I can do for now. So I hope you guys understand, and because I'm trying to work what I got. So well, with all that said, today's episode is about a certain sports game on Switch. Mario Tennis Aces, yeah. I was thinking of doing a little marathon of reviewing, well, not reviewing, because this series isn't a review show. It's mostly just me talking about my experiences with these games, but mostly talking about the 3 major sports games that released on the Switch. And I figured I'd start with Mario Tennis Aces because that game came out first before the other 2. So, I figured I'd tell you guys my experience about this game, and recommend if you guys should get it to this day, because it is a pretty old game. It came out a few years ago. So I hope you guys will enjoy this episode, but without further ado, let's talk Mario Tennis Aces. Alright, I guess we could start off with the story of Mario Tennis Aces, because there is an adventure mode for this game. Well, it's not much to talk about, really. I mean, the story isn't really too deep or anything. It's a Mario sports game. They usually never get too deep. But how the story starts is, well, it starts off with Mario and Peach going up against Bowser and Bowser Jr. in the tennis game, and to no surprise, Team Mario wins. But then after the game, Bowser and Jr. suddenly disappear for some reason, and then suddenly Wario and Waluigi show up, and they look kind of possessed with their red eyes and whatnot. And they're glowing a little bit, I think. And it's just like they present Mario to this. I almost said Wario. They present Mario this strange-looking tennis racket. It looks pretty ancient and such. And for some reason, Luigi suddenly gets the urge to want to touch it, kind of like Patrick Star with SpongeBob when he just has the urge to touch everything. But as soon as Luigi touches the racket suddenly starts to go and possess Luigi. There's just like his dark spirit possessing the racket that now possesses Luigi, and it starts to possess Wario and Waluigi too, and they start to get corrupted, and then the whole stadium fades to black with the shrouded darkness and whatnot. And then the rest of the plot is pretty basic. It's pretty straightforward. Mario then goes across the island to meets many familiar Mario faces, and then he goes through a lot of certain challenges, and then it's and then Mario teams up with the princesses, and they face off against Wario and Waluigi, and then Mario faces off against Luigi, and then Mario faces off against Bowser, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, the story's not really much to talk about, and it's just like it's pretty straightforward. You basically just tackle a lot of obstacles and challenges, whatever the game throws at you, and you just like move on to the next level. And there's also experience ports in the games too, like you can level up Mario's stats, his top speed, his hitting power, and his I can't remember what the other one is. I think it's like curves, I want to say, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, but despite that, despite the level up system, I didn't really feel a difference leveling up, honestly. And I don't know, it's just me, but the level up system didn't feel like it really changed anything. I was playing Mario and I felt basically the same. I tried switching rackets to see if there is a difference, but for some reason the game wouldn't let me switch rackets. Like, it says right there on the screen that you could switch the rackets, but it just wouldn't let me do it. I tried so many times. It's like, it's weird. It's like, I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, and another thing is like, about that intro cutscene, they actually updated the game a whole year later with a brand new intro cutscene for the adventure mode. For some reason, it just came out of nowhere, an update. They made a brand new intro for it, and this new intro has Wario and Waluigi digging up some treasure, and it turns out to be that racket that they had in the first intro. And once they grab the racket, they start getting, well, not possessed per se, but they have like some sort of tape around them. I don't know what to call it, but it's just like, they just look kind of weird. That's the best I could describe it. Like almost possessed per se. Like, they walk to the stadium, we see Mario and Peach face off against Bowser and Bowser Jr., and then after the match, again, Bowser and Jr. just suddenly disappear for some reason, and then Wario Waluigi shows up, and then they start to present Mario with the racket. And then, I know this is weird, but Daisy also shows up too. Like, I don't know, I just found this weird. Like, we see Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, and then Daisy just randomly shows up. She just walks into the scene. It's just like, I don't know, I just found that funny. It's just, Daisy, where did you come from? But like, after that, they present Mario the racket, and then Luigi, gets the Ursa touching, and then the same intro from the first cutscene of the game happens, but then more is shown after like the whole stadium gets shrouded in darkness, and then it shows the aftermath, the whole stadium getting all like dirty from the darkness, and then they see all the stuff, and then Mario looks up to the sky, and I kid you not, I think they reused a voice line from Mario that is super old. I can't remember what game it was from, but I mean, this is no surprise, because Nintendo's been doing this for a long time, like reusing old voice lines for new games. But it's like, this one was just so old, and it sounded so out of place when Mario said it.
Luigi!
It just didn't seem right. It felt like it was lazily handled. Like, they really couldn't find the proper voice line, at least, even if it was old, to replace that Mario voice line for him. It was just weird. It was lazily handled. That's the best word I could describe it. Bottom line with the adventure mode, it's a fine mode. I mean, I had some fun with some missions per se. I especially liked the boss battles. They really like kept me on my toes, and especially the one with the Bowser statue. That one was probably one of my favorites, and I think my favorite most of all would have to be the fight with Bowser, or should I say Bowsian, because he ends up getting controlled by the racket, and then like it's pretty cool, and I especially love the music of the final boss, which is a remix of Bowser's Domain, I want to say. which I love that theme song. It's still a great track to this day. So yeah, the final boss was pretty cool. I liked it. It kept me on my toes. And the coolest thing about the boss fights is that you can use some of the game's like special mechanics, like the special shot and like the star shots and the what's it called, the trick system, yeah, which I will get into more later as we move away from adventure mode. But it's pretty cool how they utilized it into the boss fights and into some of the challenges you'll face in adventure mode. So yeah. And oh yeah, one thing, they also added like some DLC to it too. They added like some trials, trials that you could do. You get like a better rank, and for the final trial, there's like a boss rush mode, which I thought was pretty cool. I didn't really play it for the video. I just like, because I didn't I didn't want to waste time. I felt like I was I just wanted to record what was needed. But like yeah. There's time trials, and well, not time trials. There's trials. There's like certain hard missions you could do after the game. It's like they're pretty decent. They're pretty good. I recommend you do them if you decide to get this game. But yeah, that's adventure mode in a nutshell. It's nothing too deep. It's nothing too complex. It's what you're getting. So yeah. Oh, and one thing I gotta mention is it also features some characters in the game that at first you would think they would be secret unlockable characters, but they're not. And it took them like a couple of updates to like make them playable again, which is something I'll get more into later. So like yeah, there's that. And that's adventure mode. So let's get into the other modes of Mario Tennis Aces. Let's talk about tournament mode. Now, there are two modes of tournament mode. There's the tournament mode where you go online and go in like a tournament where you face online players in a certain brackets, and you play a certain amount of matches, and then once you beaten as many opponents as you need to, you get the trophy. Man, that's pretty much standard. You know, that's online play, so there's nothing too new about that. But there's also the tournament mode that's just for like local play, and I gotta say, I haven't played all of the Mario Tennis Aces games, but I want to say I feel like I'm confident enough to say that this is pretty much the weakest tournament mode in the series so far. Well, for one, the tournament mode in this game is brain dead. Like, even if you climb through all the cups and reach like the hardest cup, which is Star Cup, you'll breeze by it like no problem. This mode, you should not lose in this mode at all. It is so boring, and the CPUs suck so hard. It's just, there's no point in doing this mode, and it's just like, because you get the trophy, but that's it. That's all you get. There's no like special animations. Like even the N64. Oh shoot! I shook my camera. Even the N64 had special animations for each character when you won a tournament mode. This game doesn't do that, and that just sucks. I really wish there was animations for when you win a tournament trophy, but there's not, and it's just like, you only get the trophy and just like I think a crown if you that shows that you completed the tournament with that character, and that's it. That's all you're getting for that tournament mode. It's just like, don't bother wasting your time with that mode, because there's nothing to it. You don't get anything from it. It's pointless, and it makes me wonder why they even bothered with that mode in the first place. But yeah, let's move back to online tournament now. Online tournament is probably where you'll get the most kinks out of this game, because I want to say this game is mostly just tennis battles. I mean, there are some other modes you could do, like there's like ring challenges that they brought back in like a future update. There's also swing mode where you can use like the Joy-Cons to like swing the racket, you know, like an actual tennis racket, like you're actually playing tennis. But other than that, that's basically it. Other than that, this is it's pretty well, I wouldn't want to say lackluster. It's just that there's not much content in this game than there was in past Mario games. Like, I want to say Mario Power Tennis, for example. Like, I've never played that game yet, but I know that game, I want to say, is probably the best Mario Tennis game so far, because there's just a lot of stuff you could do in the game, and it's not just tennis battles. In Mario Tennis Aces, it's just tennis battles. But don't get me wrong, that doesn't make the game bad, I want to say, because these tennis battles can still be interesting, especially with the unique mechanics they put into this game. Like, let's talk about the mechanics. So the gameplay is standard Mario Tennis. If you've ever played Mario Tennis before, you know how tennis in Mario works. Except in this Mario Tennis game, like, I'm pretty sure there was items in past Mario tennis games, but there's no items in this game at all. Like, there's only like there's none of that there's none of those icons that you see in past Mario Tennis games where, like, if there was blue, it would indicate you to, like, use the blue button, like, for, like, what are those shots called? I know there's curve shots, there's shoot, I can't remember the shots, but I know there's blue shots, there's red shots, and there's lob shots and drop shots. That I remember lob and drop shots, but I can't remember the others. I don't know, but yeah, there's shots like that. There's different shots like that, and they used to have, like, the floor colored to let you know which shot is preferred to use. But in this game, it doesn't do that. It just shows you the star on the bottom. Now, when that star appears, and if you have enough energy to it, yes, there is energy too. There's like a new energy meter, and I think you should see on the far left corner, and there's like that's your energy. And what you can do with that energy is you can slow down time, and you can use it to perform a star shot, or once it's maxed out and filled with blue fire, you can use your special shot. Now, the slowing down time part, you want to use that mostly for getting to the ball that just seems out of reach for your character. You can use that to slow down time. You can even use a trick shot while you're slowing down so you can better reach the ball without having to lose too much energy. Now, and the star shots, when you stand above a star, the star icon, and you hold the L button, you can activate the special shot, and then you can, like, aim, whether you're using gyro controls or the control stick. You can, like, press the A button, and you can aim in whatever direction you want and just shoot in that direction. It's pretty satisfying to do too. I recommend using the gyro controls because it feels like you have better accuracy with it. Just be careful not to, like, go crazy with the gyro, otherwise your aim will be all messed up. But then there's also the most powerful shot in the game, the special shot. Now, each character has a special animation for this type of shot, but the move's priorities are basically the same for each character, just different effects. And what this special shot can do is it can, like, it's a stronger shot, and if the opponent fails to parry or block the shot, then their racket automatically breaks. And there's a certain amount of rackets that you can have for each match, and I think it's 2. And that's another thing. Rackets in this game, they will break. There's like a health bar meter for them too. I think they can take about 3 hits, and the only way these rackets can take damage is if you use a star shot and a special shot. A special shot will instantly destroy a racket, but a star shot will only take 1 bar off that racket. But once those 3 bars are gone, that racket breaks. And, like, it's this kind of basically makes Mario Tennis Aces like a fighting game. It's very unique because you don't see something like this, especially for tennis. And it's just like, it could be really competitive and, like, sweat inducing just because of how long these games can potentially be. But this game makes you think, be on your toes of how you want to use your meter. And you definitely want to be careful and be smart about how you want to use your meter, because when your meter runs out, you can get easily dogpiled in a lot of games if you just abuse the heck out of it. And the only way you can refill your energy back is if you charge up your shots, or you can pull off a perfect trick shot. Now, let me get into the trick shot system really quick. So, there's this other new mechanic that they put into the game, is where you can use a character's special trick move that lets them automatically reach a ball if they're in a certain distance, and they can just send it right back at them. It's hard to explain this mechanic, but it's just like you can use, well, how it was set up at the beginning is kind of weird, because you had to tap the X button like twice and then moved in that direction, which I found was extremely off-putting. But there is a setting in the games where you can use just like the right stick, and I highly recommend that because it's so much easier to use and get a hold of. Trick shots really help you stay in the game. They really help you stay in the game, because again, depending on what position your character's in, they can go so far to reach the ball. It's crazy. It's just like this new trick shot mechanic is so cool. And you can even use the trick shot move if you don't have enough energy to try and stop a star shot or a special shot. Though it's very risky too, because you have to time the button press just right, and if you don't, your racket can end up taking damage or eventually break, depending if you're trying to block a special shot or something. And it's just like, you can't abuse these trick shots either. They require energy too, and depending on how far the ball is from the character, that character will use a lot of energy just to get to that ball. And it's just like, you have to be very careful when doing that. But I did say you can gain energy back if you use a trick shot just at the right timing, because this is hard to explain too. But if you time the trick shot just right, like if you predict where the ball is going to come on the court, on your side of the court, and you press the direction at that right time, your character will start to glow a little bit orange, and that indicates that you succeeded a perfect trick shot, and you'll gain some more energy out of that. And it's just like, it's kind of like a risk versus reward system. So it's just like, you definitely want to try to practice and take good advantage of that, because as you get better and better at the game, you'll start to face more tougher and tougher opponents, and then you're gonna want to make good use of that trick shot mechanic, as well as the star shot and the special shot mechanics. But other than that, that's basically all there is to the gameplay, and it's pretty straightforward. It's not that complicated at all. It's surprisingly fun too, and it's like you gotta make sure you pick your right character too, because there are I think 4 classes of characters. There's all around, there's power, there's tricky, there's speedy, there's defensive. Okay, I lied. There's more than 4 classes. I think that's it. I think that's all the classes. All around, speedy, power, tricky, and defensive. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And they each have their own set, and they each have their own abilities too. Like, they don't show any stats in here, but trust me, when you start trying out all other characters, you'll start to feel it too. Like, all around characters, they have just mid stats. They're not good at everything, but they're not worse at everything. They're just mid. And power characters, they hit the ball really hard, and the ball goes so fast when they hit it, but I think they're one of the slowest characters in the game. I'm not too sure on that, but speaking as someone who plays Wario, who's a tad slow, I want to say they're the slowest characters in the game. Again, I'm not too sure on that. I wish they showed stats for this game. It's just weird. Oh, I forgot. There's also technical characters. Yeah, that's right. So there's technically 6. 6, yeah. technical characters, they can hit a ball at like a certain curve. They can like easily target the far corners of the court. So it's just like, it can be really hard if your character has a hard, if you're playing a character that has a hard time trying to get to the ball. So watch out for technical characters. And in fact, I think I remember Peach was like the most OP character in the game. You know, but before Bowser Jr. got nerfed, because Bowser Jr. was one of the worst characters to go up against, along with him and Waluigi, because I think they got nerfed too. But especially Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. was way worse. But yeah, that's all around. There's technical and there's speedy. Speedy characters, I think, are straightforward. They just move fast. That's it. They just move really fast and get the ball really fast. Defensive characters, they have long range and can pretty much reach the ball with their range. But well, they may be the slowest characters in the game. I don't know. I can't tell which is slower, the power characters or the defensive characters. But all I know is defensive characters have longer range than anybody, so they don't have much of a hard time reaching the ball. So they're pretty good at keeping the ball from like going past them. So there's that, and there's also what's it? Oh, tricky characters. Tricky characters have an odd curve on their like slices. That's what the B color was talking about. Slices. Yeah. When a tricky character uses their the slice move, the ball will curve at a weird direction. Like say Wario hits a curve ball like this, and Rosalina will hit a ball like this. Like it will go all around, like just like that, because she has that tricky stats to her. Which is odd, because she used to be a power character back in Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, but they changed her to a tricky character. Don't know why, but I guess it makes a degree of sense since, you know, Rosalina's from space, so they want to give her some space, kind of spacey mechanics. You know, like the ball's floating in this direction and she floats. I guess. But yeah, I think that's all the characters. All the character stats. And it's like, there's a bunch of characters to choose from. There's a lot of characters. Like, they update this game so much with a bunch of characters. It's kind of crazy. I think this is the biggest roster for a Mario Tennis game so far. So, and I do like the roster, though I am pretty like confused as to why they didn't bring back Spritzy Princess from Ultra Smash. They had so many opportunities to. Why did she come back? I mean, I wouldn't play as a character. Like, I just find it weird. It's like they brought almost every character back for this game, but not Sprixie Princess. That poor girl didn't stand a chance. She's only in one game, and that game, everybody's moved on from. Nobody cares about that game. It's just, not to mention that game is mediocre as heck. It's bare bones. It's probably the worst Mario Tennis game out there. So that sucks. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. There's also a few extra modes, like simple mode, where there's no energy based skills at all. It's just like simple tennis, and you just gotta be careful with your shots, otherwise you will tumble and lose very hard. There's also a doubles class mode that they did add in another update, which when I usually go back to this game, I usually spend a lot of time on, because I like teaming up with other characters, especially characters that play Rosalina, because you know me, I'm the Wario and Rosalina guy. Gotta have my dream team. Always gotta. I love playing with them together. So yeah, that's just me though. But other than that, that's it. And it's just like besides those other modes I was talking about, like the ring mode and like the swing mode, where you can actually team up with other players to like compete in these certain events that are on a timely schedule. Like they sometimes shift different mini games and whatnot. But fun fact, while recording this video, I actually just realized you can actually play these games whenever you want. When you go to the other swing mode, when you just play locally, you can actually play these games whenever you want. I thought that was pretty cool. I just realized that while recording. It was funny. But yeah, guys, other than that, that's it. Otherwise, this is just like a game where you just play tennis. There's not much Mario gimmicks to this game unless you play the other stages, which I wouldn't really call them Mario gimmicks because again, there's no items in this game. There's like stage hazards, but that's pretty much it. There's not much Mario magic or gimmicks to this game much. And it's just like that's kind of a letdown for this game. I kind of wish they brought back some things like from Mario Power Tennis again, because Mario Power Tennis, I feel like that game is like, I think it's the best tennis game, Mario Tennis game so far. And it's just like, not this again. I'm not saying Aces is a terrible game. It's far from it. It's not bad at all. It's just I guess I want to say it's all right. It's all right. It is fun though. Don't get me wrong. It's very, very fun. It can be, and especially when you're in those tough matches and you finally win it after all that stressful back and forth, hitting the ball back and forth. It can be fun, but I also want to say it can also be very, very tiring because. Okay, let's talk about some negatives I have with the game. Like, my number one negative about this game is the online play. And no, not because of its lag or anything like that. That's like a common thing nowadays. No. The one issue I have with this game is that there's no time limit online. If you get into an online match and you're suddenly faced with one of the players that like probably put hours into this game and because they have nothing better to do in their time and just know every pixel mechanic in the game, like every detail, whatnot. Like that game could go on for like so long. Like it could go on for hours. I would not recommend, especially if you're like have a higher ranking in online mode, because yes, they added rankings in this game, and I think the highest is like S tier. But if you're around that level, you will most likely go up against some really tough players that will not stop until they win the game. I'm serious. My first time playing one of these games, it took me, it was so tiring, man. I was on one game for like nearly 2 hours, man. It's because the games just can go for a long time, especially if you don't want to lose. And nobody wants to lose in any game. They want to keep fighting until they win. But this game, I felt like it should have had at least a time limit, because the game will not end until one of you loses or one of the opponent's racket breaks. And if that doesn't happen, this game could go on for like hours. And unless you have nothing better to do and have a lot of free time on your hands, I would not recommend playing online, because you could potentially be on there for hours. And if you don't have the time and you just want to play like a quick match, then you will most likely rage quit, because these games will go on for longer than intended if you're going up against a player that is dedicated to this game and will not stop until they win. And that has happened to me, and it sucks. It really does. And after matches like that, I would just always feel tired and just would not want to go on. Even when I won a long match, I would just feel tired and just didn't want to play anymore. I just wanted to stop, because that one match just took all the energy out of me. It just sucked all the life out of me. I just want to stop. I will continue next time. Well, and luckily the game does have a online tournament progress, where you can save and you can come back to it, so you don't have to reset the whole bracket just to win a trophy. But again, the trophies doesn't mean much. You're mostly going for like a higher ranking, and that's it. So it's just like, unless you really like to brag that you're the best tennis player in the world, then go for it. But if you're the type that gets impatient, especially in like long matches, and you feel like it's just going on for eternity, then I would not recommend playing online unless you have nothing better to do. And I mean really have nothing better to do. Like seriously, I'm not kidding. This is especially prominent in doubles, because 4 players, top players going up against each other, I just want to say it's not a good time. I have my moments, I have my fun moments, don't get me wrong, but it could just go on for so long, man. I wish there was a time limit for these matches. It just doesn't make sense. Like, it's just crazy how long players can go on for that long and not get tired. they just keep going. Like, it's insane. So it's just like I recommend not going online, guys. Like, seriously, unless you are just bored out of your minds. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. That's all there is to Mario Tennis Aces. And like their music is okay too. I've been meaning to talk about the music too. The music, honestly, I want to say I did say it was okay, but I honestly kind of hate it. At least the main stadium thing, I hate that thing so much. It just sounds like it plays on loop over and over again. Like, I know this may be a bit controversial, but I honestly think Mario Tennis Ultra Smash had better music than this game. I don't know, guys. There's just something about Ace's music, like, it sounded a little bit more upbeat and had more instruments to it. But in Aces, it just sounds like they're using the same instruments for some, especially the stadium ones, like the main stadium, not like the other gimmick stages. But I don't know. The music just sounds like it's on repeat over and over, and it's especially prominent when you're in a longer than normal match. Like I said, the online matches can go on for so long if you're going up against someone that plays this game more times than necessary. It's just like the music just can be annoying. Like if you have like headphones, and an own iPod, I recommend turning the music off and just using your own headphones to like just play music in the background, because I swear to you guys, this music will get on your nerves. At least for me, it got on my nerves. I just don't like the music that much in Aces. There are some parts, like I said, I did like especially the boss music, but that's pretty much it. Like, the rest of the music is just and I really hate the main stadium thing and the main theme of the game in general. Like, I hate that they brought that music into Ultimate too. It's like, god dang. Now, would I recommend you getting this game today? I would say, yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun. I think you'll have fun, especially if you're into Mario sports games. But I would not recommend spending $60 for it, because I don't think it's worth $60, even with all the updates and characters and stuff. I would say wait for a price drop and try to get it cheaper if you can. Just don't spend $60 on it. It's not worth $60. Definitely save your money and try to get a cheaper copy if you can. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much all my thoughts on Mario Tennis Aces. And again, I recommend you get it. It's definitely a fun game. It's definitely a game you could team up with your favorite characters. You know, have the dream team. You guys know my dream team already. So it's like, yeah, I recommend it. It's not much, but you know, it's something, right? It's not. I will say this. I don't think it's the worst of the Mario Sports trilogy that we have on the Switch. Like, trust me, I have a lot of things to say about the other two games. But like, yeah, I think you guys should get it. But again, just at a cheap price, not at $60 and whatnot. I don't think it's worth that much. Shoot, my camera, what the heck? But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Let me know what you think about Mario Tennis Aces, and let me know if you got the game or not. Do you enjoy the game, or do you hate the game? And if you have not gotten the game yet, does my thoughts maybe convince you on getting the game? Let me know in the comments below. And I'm sorry for the wait for this one, guys. Again, I'm sorry. I have really tried to get this one out as soon as possible, but I'm making a promise right now. I'm not gonna make you guys wait a year or 2 years for content. That's not happening. I don't care how busy I am. I'm gonna make some sacrifices, darn it, because I need to get some content out for you guys, and I have a lot planned too. I am streaming soon, so I want to get back to Pizza Tower and such. But again, also just let me know if there's a game that you like me to talk about in the future, because I already got some more episodes planned for this series. But again, if you guys there's a certain game you guys want me to look at or talk about in the future, definitely let me know. I'll just leave it in the comment section, and I'll make a list of things that I'll look at in the future for you guys too, because you know, it's like I got a lot of games to cover, but if you guys want me to cover something that may be like a lost hidden gem, a diamond in the rough, let me know, and I'll definitely keep it in mind for the future. Also, there's just one more thing. You guys know how in the end of my videos that I usually show art of people that have shown art in my Discord? Well, I do provide the names, but the bad thing that I haven't been doing all this time is leaving links to show off their other arts, and I kind of want to apologize for that. That's like pretty flippin' dumb of me not to do that, because I know not everybody has a Discord, so not everybody's gonna join a Discord, but they may still want to check out this person's art, so I seriously apologize for that, guys. So from now on, from this point forward, I'm gonna provide a link to all the artists in my Discord when they post stuff, to links of their social media, so you guys can check them out and see what other arts that they may not show on my server, but show on their like social media and stuff. So I'll definitely leave a link for whatever art I pick in the description below, so make sure you check them out too, because these guys are fantastic artists in my server for real. But that's it for me, guys. I'm going to stop right now because it is now 4 in the morning and I need to get some sleep for work tomorrow. and I gotta make sure to record this tomorrow too. So and I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. So until next time, I hope you all have a fantastic rotten day, and I hope to see you all in the next video. So you all stay safe out there, and as always, peace.